I'm here 2 years after witnessing a veteran suicide about 2.5 feet away from me at arm's length. Someone I loved very much who was a combat veteran that I, as a lawyer and a veteran, really strove to help. He didn't have a program like this to go to. There just were none available in the area that we lived in. And coming here and knowing that he could have experienced something like this had we known about it would have really changed a lot of things. We tried some local therapies, forming equestrian type horse therapies and different other programs, but they were all, they weren't very immersive. And I was scared to come after that type of an experience. And I thought, well, there's nothing that's going to really break through this veneer of non-trust. And then I got signed up by accident by another friend who had been here, and came to me and said, Dot, you really ought to go. I think it'll help with your focus and getting back into the stream of life after grief. And he was right. I got back to being able to, at least for these 5 days, remember what it felt like just to be myself, not to have to be the advocate, the lawyer, the veteran, the daughter. I could just be Dorothy. And I got accepted by peers of my own. I didn't have to explain and talk about every little detail so that they could understand the context of what I was going through, because they'd already been there. It helped put another armor of life in front of me to help protect me going forward. I get to bring home some really great coping skills, some really great techniques, and I know I won't be alone. I know I can call back. I can reacquaint myself with everyone here. And you might think, oh, 5 days, maybe you're under some type of an illusionment, but I've got to tell you that I've been in therapy for PTSD, MST for, over 20 years. And I know what works when I'm around it, and I know what I want to re-engage in when I leave. This program helps. So I say you might as well jump, right? You might as well just jump right on into wellness and healthcare, and let your brothers and sisters heal with you. It's a great start. It's a great step, and I think you'll enjoy it. The very worst thing is you might leave with just knowing how to breathe better, right? But you could leave taking everything you've learned here with you. And I would say, just do it. Stop waiting. Stop being afraid. I tried to talk myself out of coming here just a couple days beforehand, and found myself trying to find all the excuses of why I couldn't leave this case, that meeting, this meeting. And I went around asking everyone, don't you think I ought to just probably stay here? And every one of them were like, just go. Go and be you. Learn about you again. Because I lost a lot of myself for 2 years. I stayed in a bed and I cried for 2 years. And that didn't solve anything. While I was here, I was able to use some of the therapies that they've provided to be able to not overcome those things overnight, but I have a really good post-traumatic growth plan to follow now. And I didn't have to talk about everything. And that, I think that is the most essential part that I loved the most, was that I was in a group of just knowing individuals and professionals that I didn't have to talk about it. They weren't writing everything down. They weren't looking at their computer screens and ignoring my presence while they were asking me to pour my heart out. I didn't have to pour out my heart. I just had to open my heart. And everyone in the room already knew what was inside. And I really enjoyed being able to be relaxed and calm and refocus on who I am and where I'm going. So I think you ought to do it. I just think you ought to do it.
Are there any of the modalities you want to tell anybody about?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the horse therapy was brilliant. I had a beautiful conversation with a beautiful horse named Admiral. He doesn't tell anybody any of your secrets. That was great. I really enjoyed ART. ART was really, really profound and helpful for me. I was able to merge my thoughts with direction from my proctor, and like I said, I didn't have to talk about all the gory details of what I witnessed, but I was able to work through it and find a way to be able to not have to dwell on it each and every day. I really enjoyed the spirituality piece that is available. It's not mandatory, but it's available. And I enjoyed being able to speak to somebody about the moral injury, or what I call the soul injury. I've often said that I don't want to talk about certain aspects of MST or traumas because that hurt my body. What happened afterwards, the moral injury, is what stuck with me. And that it bleeds right into my spirituality and my faith systems. And so I was very, very happy to have that part covered without bias, without prejudice of whatever my belief system was. So those are the ones that really helped me the most. It also helped me to feel included and accepted and not judged, and that was really important to me.
You're very involved in the nonprofit community.
Yes, ma'am.
There's also a lot of great people out there and great organizations that want to help, but they also want to be careful about what organization they choose.
Yes.
Would you say that this is one that you might speak well on?
This is definitely one that I would speak well on, and it's because of all the reasons that I've just given. One of the biggest things that I enjoyed was our team leader, right? She's also a veteran. At some points within our discussions and things, I often forgot she was a team leader. She didn't forget, but it's that comfortable. It's that comfortable and inclusive. And I would definitely recommend the program to all different types of organizations and donors to become involved, to support, because like you said, I work with a lot of different groups and they're all great, but, and I don't mean the but as to negate anything, that's just my verbal word there. One of the things that I've noticed about a lot of nonprofits is that they all have great intentions, but do they have great capability? And the ability to deliver what you say you're going to deliver is oftentimes takes so much more than passion. I feel like it was delivered here. Everything that I was told would be available to me was available and more. I like it. Yeah.
What can we do better?
Well, I don't think that that's really a better piece. I think there are some great suggestions that all of us have had, and one of them that we all shared as a group was maybe teaching nutrition with maybe an interactive cooking session to show how easy it is to pre-pack some healthful meals and things. Because sometimes when you're dealing with trauma and depression and all that goes with it, you have the motivation and you want to do it. But then when you get the groceries home, or you don't know how to buy them perhaps, so those kinds of things. And I really like farm to market type things. It also gets you out of the house. It gets you into the sunshine. So I would think a suggestion maybe on the nutrition piece would be great.